I think when I try to present, it is asking something like, is it visible now?
Yes, it is visible, and you just check whether it is going in full slide. Yeah, it is okay. Now it is okay. It is completely fine in slideshow mode. So I think we are good to go. Our participants are also getting in. Speaker is also there before time. So I would request Dr. Ramesh sir to kindly introduce our speaker to the participants. So over to you, Ramesh sir.
Thank you, Arvind sir, for giving me an opportunity to introduce such an eminent speaker on the behalf of Department of Biotechnology, Noida Institute of Engineering and Technology. Dr. Sudhir Kumar Mohapatra is currently working as an associate professor in the Faculty of Emergent Technologies, Sri Sri University, Odisha, in AIML specialization. He has completed his PhD from SOA University, India, in software testing using machine learning and master's from National Institute of Electronics and Information Technology, New Delhi. He has completed 12 years of teaching experience in Indian and foreign universities. He has worked in industry as well for 3 years and have 12 SCI and 34 Scopus publications. He is guiding two foreign and two Indian doctoral students, and he also worked in the foreign university at Addis Ababa Science and Technology University, Ethiopia, as an associate professor for 2 years. Sir also received the Best Paper Sandeep Mahapatra Memorial Best Paper Award, Institute of Engineer in the year 2014 by Institute of Engineers India. He also won Young IT Professional Award in 2013 by Computer Society of India. He, uh, he also published 6 books chapters with reputed publishers like Springer, CRC Academic Press, and also published 2 books on C programming and operating system. He is also the reviewer of the many international and Indian journals as well, such as Journal of Intelligent Systems, Journal of King Saud University, Journal of the Institution of Engineers, India, and many more. Now, I would like to hand over to Sir, to Dr. Sudhir Kumar Mohapatra, so that he can continue with his talk and enlighten us with his deep knowledge. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much for this nice introduction of mine. Uh,
Thank you, sir.
Basically, I am from computer science background, and the topic today is regarding deep learning for wheat rust disease detection. That means how wheat rust is we can eradicate wheat rust from the beginning. How we can detect it? That things we are going to discuss. Am I audible clearly?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, this is how the outline of the talk. We will discuss introduction, then what is the problem, then proposed solution, then implementation, then discussion and the conclusion. So this is how we are. I am going to discuss about this topic. So first, let us have a brief introduction about the current world is current food security scenario. Like crop reduction is the major problem the world is facing, because nowadays we want that the world should ensure food security to everybody. Everybody should have must everybody must have a security of food, and we want that creating a sustainable agriculture system because of different crop diseases. So these crop diseases affect food security because because of this crop disease we lost the food. Tracking the health status of crop is a critical job. Definitely tracking it a critical job. Manual intervention nowadays and previously traditionally what we do, we manually go to the farmland and check whether the crop is okay or not. Here tracking the health status of the crop is critical job we have to do to prevent the spread of different crop diseases, and it should be in a technological manner rather than by labor force. What this line I want to say is, traditionally what happened, we go to the farmland and we check every time, manual time also lost, human time, precious time lost, and also you have to there is a human intervention required. A human being will see and he will, that means he need to be an expert on that. So everybody cannot be expert on all type of disease. That is what one problem. And because of the spreading of these crop diseases, what happened, we it affect the food security, ensuring food security to all the citizens of the world. It is not restricted to India, rather it is it is spread to all the world, even in African country. Actually, this study I have done while at Addis Ababa Science and Technology University. There in Africa also, a loss means a huge loss because they import huge amount of wheat or any type of crop from other countries. So if it is lost, means definitely they suffer a huge loss in terms of their foreign currency. Here we discuss a model that detect three type of wheat rust disease detection using deep learning approach. Deep learning is a totally new approach. Previously we have AI, then machine learning, then deep learning. Deep learning is a new approach where we are using a convolutional neural network. Where you are using a convolutional neural network by using the image of the wheat crop. Color, in this study and in this talk, I am going to discuss about color code segmentation. Color code segmentation means later on you will able to see that once we have an image of the crop, then using color code segmentation, we will able to extract the image which are infected with the disease and the images which are not infected with the disease. This is one picture. I think I took it from, the source is farmer.gov.india, and this gives a picture like which are the state which are producing wheat in India, means largest wheat producing states in India. Like those who are in gray color, you can see that they are the largest, like Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, Punjab, Madhya Pradesh, and behind them it is Bihar, then behind them it is Rajasthan, Gujarat, and some faded faded gray color like Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, they are also. That means maximum portion of India are cultivating this wheat. So what is these things? Nowadays technology delivered to the humankind the ability to produce enough food for billions of the people over the world. Even though the world is producing a huge amount of crop to produce food, to ensure food security of the people, there are a lot of factors, as we have discussed, that are threat in the process of ensuring food security. Many factors are there which affect the food security. The threat that basically occurs on crop can be climate change. That is a big issue now. Because of climate change, suddenly rain happens. Suddenly in 1 year there is heavy rain, and it is not in a very continuous manner. Suddenly for 2 3 years there is no rain. So that is what the effect of climate change. Even non-requirement time also raining cause a very harms the food grain also. Then pollinators are basically required to who these flyers, they fly from one plant to another plant and they help in pollination. Because of 5G, because of 4G towers, because of this mobile, there is a study that these pollinators deviate and they are not helping in pollination like before. Then third one is a plant disease. So these are the three major factors which affect the food security by affecting the plants. Plant diseases are not only threat to the global food security, but they also have devastating consequence on smallholding family in India. Who are the small holding family, like a farmer, very low income farmer, He is totally depend on his farmland, and he is having a lot of people dependent on him. In on that case, we call it as a small holder holding, and the whole family is dependent on the man who is a farmer. And if this type of crop diseases happen, the whole family is going to be ruined. So that need to be taken care of. Sorry, I have cold, so maybe my voice is something different. The next is in India, wheat is the second most used crop to ensure food security. You can see in this figure, which is taken from Agriculture Ministry, where rice, we are the, our rice is highest in India, second is wheat, then pulses. So wheat take a major role. It is the second most produced food grain in India, second most used crop to ensure food security, and many part of India are used to have roti, and roti is made up of wheat. So it is one of the primary food in all major part of Indian, major part of the India. It covers maximum total agriculture land use, definitely, as it is the second most produced crop in India. So in maximum area, this crop is used. It is not only a critical crop to smallholder family livelihood, but also a means of ensuring food security for millions of the people of India. This is a statistics where different states, different wheat producing states are given. Like the highest is Uttar Pradesh with 32%, the next is Punjab 18%, next is Haryana 13%, Madhya Pradesh 10%, Rajasthan 10%, then others 15%. So the source is Government of India, Ministry of Agriculture. Then what is a wheat rust? Rust disease, what is that? Yeah. Wheat is a major staple crop in India, crop in India after paddy. The total area under this crop is 30 million hectare. That means this is the area in which this crop is cultivated, with an annual production of 103 million metric ton. 103 million metric ton. Okay, though many biotic stress disrupt wheat cultivation, wheat rust is the devastating one not only in India but also throughout the wheat growing country of the world. So it is one of the major diseases which affect wheat production, which production. Both there are different type of wheat diseases or rust diseases like stem rust, strip rust, which can crop up to 100% loss of the crop, whereas leaf rust can cause 40 to 45 to 50% crop loss. Just 1 minute. Sorry, there is background noise, so I thought to stop there. So as I have said, this leaf rust can cause 45 to 50% crop loss under favorable climate conditions. In India, strip rust of wheat is a threat to 10 million hectare of northern India, whereas stem rust is threatened 7 million hectare of central and peninsular India. In contrast, your leaf rust is prevalent wherever wheat is grown. That means it is prevalent everywhere in India where wheat is grown. Then comes about deep learning. This is something technical. I will try to discuss in detail with you. Deep learning can be summarized as a subfield of machine learning that studies statistical model called deep neural network. Please, audience, there are two things. One is natural neural network, another one is artificial neural network. What is natural neural network? Neural network means every human body is having a network of neurons. Like, let's say we are sleeping, and let me give you an example. We are sleeping and a mosquito bites us. So automatically our hand goes to that area where a mosquito bite. It is only possible because there is a neuron connected with that. When a mosquito bite, then suddenly a signal goes to the brain and it instruct the actuators, which is hand here, instruct the actuators, which is hand here, to touch that area or to give a slap like this. Similarly, let's say sometimes somebody hit at a particular area, automatically you raise your hand. Somebody in posture he changed to hit you, so automatically we raise our hand. So that is how, because through our sensor like eye, maybe skin or something, we sense somebody is attacking us and we retaliate using what, our actuators. And whole thing is controlled by the natural neural network, which is neuron present in the whole body. That same thing is imitated or mimicked in the process of solving computer science or real world problem, which is called as your artificial neural network, which is called as your artificial neural network. There are many nature inspired heuristic algorithm present, like your genetic algorithm, ant colony optimization, particle swarm optimization. So there are many algorithms, and artificial neural network is one of them. This deep learning is a is derived from your artificial. It is also one type of artificial neural network. Okay, and it is having some difference than artificial neural network. I will tell you about that. Deep learning can be summarized as a subfield of machine learning that studies statistical model called deep neural network. The latter are able to learn complex and hierarchical representation from raw data. Unlike the artisanal model, which consists of essential features engineering steps. So using different engineering steps, using different steps, we can solve problems using deep learning. There are predefined steps available. We'll see in the next slides. This scientific field has been known by a variety of names and has a long history of research. Nowadays, in almost all type of machine learning applications, this is used. And also, we are using it in our day-to-day life. Like you think about Amazon, you think about Alexa, you think about Google Mini. So you ask something, they reply. How it is possible? They can recognize our voice also. Let's say in mobile, if you ask where to go, it will reply that you will go in this direction. Whatever the accent, my accent and your accent is also different. Though it is different, it recognizes it very perfectly. This is what the application of machine learning. Okay, so initially when you install those devices, you have to speak, then they will recognize you. So this is the thing. This scientific field has been known by a variety of names and has a long history of research. Everywhere now it is used in case of healthcare, in case of remote operations, in case of everything. Machine learning is used, deep learning is used. Early work on deep learning or cybernetics. The early it was called as cybernetics, as it was called at the time in 1940s and 60s. It is a biological inspired model, as I have told you. It is a biological inspired model, and that is supporting Madline, Adline, then multi-layer perceptrons. Multi-layer perceptrons. Then a second wave called connectionism came in the year 1960 to 80. This is something history of your deep learning, how it evolved in different years. With the with the invention of back propagation is one of the network. This algorithm persists today and is currently the algorithm of choice for optimizing deep neural networks. So back propagation is used nowadays. The ambition for creating a feasible neural network for detection and recognition of image that have automatic feature extraction and translation invariance promote a new category of neural network called convolutional neural network. So this deep learning is very good in image processing, and what we are going to discuss today is all about image processing. You take an image and you say whether the plant is infected with a wheat rust disease or not. That is what. So by looking at the image, the device can automatically detect without any manual interventions that the plant is infected with this type of rust disease. These network have special type of processing layers in the extract module that learn to extract discriminated features from the given input image. So once the input image is given, this convolutional neural network is having the capability to extract features from that, because features is very important in case of your statistical models. In case of deep learning, using those features only, they go for predictions. This is one of the diagram I took from Indian government site. Okay, I took from Indian government site. You can see how India is also one of the prominent wheat producing country in the world. Still, we import wheat several times. Here from the 1960 up to this 2021, here also it is not zero. We are importing something, that means we spend some foreign currency. So the idea is, if we can save those crop for infection of these diseases, from infection of these diseases, then we can save many foreign currency, and Indian foreign reserve also we can have contribute to that. And how we can use technology to prevent those diseases, that we are going to discuss here. Even if we save the crop, then no need to import them. Then let us come to this disease, wheat rust. Wheat rust are fungal disease. Okay, it is the pathogen is fungal disease that can cause devastating loss to yield of the crop. In India, where wheat is a key part of diet, definitely, and it is part of the economy also. It contribute to the GDP. The wheat production contribute to the GDP. A poorly performing crop can have huge impact, yet fungicides are only half of the answer. Spray a field at the wrong time or in the wrong area, not only will the crop still be at risk, but the cost of spray will also have been wasted. That means this line state about the timing of giving pesticides, giving medicines to the plant. If it is not given at a proper time, then that is a waste. Second thing, we can spray those pesticides, we can spray those medicines not through human labor. Rather, it can be done through drone. Because if you see, after the green revolution in India, nowadays many cancer patients are coming from Punjab. So there is a train which is called as cancer train, because many patients who travel on the train are patients who goes to different cancer hospitals. So that is a major concern. So if a human contact to those things, it can be avoided by not compromising on the quality and on the health of this crop, then definitely that is a well win-win situation. So that can be possible using our technology like drones. We can deploy drones so that the drone can spray those pesticides on these farmlands. Wheat rust is the most common fungal disease. It is a common disease challenging Indian agriculture economy currently. There are three most common type of wheat rust, which we already discussed, and they have the capacity to destroy or to damage the land, the crop from 50 to 100%. That means totally also a land can be totally destroyed if this wheat rust affect. Then it is of leaf rust, yellow rust, and stem rust. So these are three types of wheat rust available. Let us discuss leaf rust. Leaf rust, also known as, this is the image of that, also known as a brown rust. It caused by a fungus. This is the fungus. This rust disease occurs whenever wheat But in wherever, sorry, this rust disease occurs wherever wheat, barley, and other cereal crop are grown. Leaf rust attack foliage only. Symptoms are dusty, reddish orange to reddish brown fruiting bodies that appear on the leaf. So this is the image you see. These are the image. The pattern of the image is like this. So this is infected. This leaf of the wheat is infected by the leaf rust. Hello.
I think, sir, one participant has raised his hand, so let us ask whether he has any query or something.
Yes.
Sadasiva, sir. Sir, do you have any query?
Previously, slides are not moving. That's why I raised my hand.
Oh, okay. But it is moving from my side. Is any other
It's
participant
moving. Now
there?
it's moving, sir. Earlier,
Oh, okay, okay. So you can lower your hand, sir.
thank you.
So
Sorry, sir.
I think, yeah, I think it must be
Maybe
fine
some
for
network
everyone now.
issue.
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah, yeah.
Sorry,
So
sorry.
that might be because of that. Yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise, I can see that it is moving in from my end.
Yes, yes,
Oh,
yes.
okay, it's moving,
Oh,
sir. Only
okay.
when the graph was projected, I found that problem.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Okay. No issue. Thank you.
Sorry for trouble, sir.
Sorry.
Thank you. Then let us come to this yellow rust. Yellow rust, also known as wheat strip rust, is one of the three wheat rust diseases principally found in wheat grown in a cooler environment. The environment which is very cool, in those environment, this type of disease is largely found. Such locations Such locations are generally associated with northern latitude or cooler seasons when the season is very cool. The diseases usually occurs early in the growing seasons when the temperature range from 2 to 15 degrees. This is the situation where these diseases can happen to wheat, but it may occur to maximum 23 degrees Celsius. Even though leaf and yellow rust are type category under leaf rust family, they are in different race. So the race they belongs to a different, but they are sometimes difficult to recognize. They are sometimes difficult to recognize. That means, you see, that is what the role of a computer science or interdisciplinary research is very important, because here, as distinguish between these two types of disease, is require a very expert manual interventions or manual examination. So every time you cannot call a man from agriculture department or somebody who can check it. So if you have such a device, maybe in mobile you have an app. So when you show that app to the farmland, automatically it will say that this is this type of disease. Then you can take precautions for that. This is what the idea of this research. Then stem rust, it is caused by fungus. All of the diseases are caused by fungus and is a significant disease that affect wheat crop. Crop species that are affected by this disease include bread wheat, drum wheat, barley, and the diseases have affected cereal farming throughout history. So this is also one type of disease. So we have three type of disease which we are going to detect automatically using your automation, using ICT, using deep learning. So this is a healthy wheat image. Why I show you this one? Because we need to distinguish something whether it is healthy or not. First thing is that whether the plant is healthy or plant is not healthy. Once it is not healthy, what type of disease it is affected by, whether it is yellow rust, stem rust, or something like that. So automatically detection. Again, here you see there is a challenge. Challenge is what? From where you capture the image. Maybe we capture the image from through drone, maybe through satellite, maybe through mobile camera, maybe through any other cameras like our DSLR camera or some camera. So in all the things, the properties of the image is different. That is what the concern. If you take an image from drone, it is a top view. If you take image from your mobile, it is from a side view. So that is also affecting the model we are going to develop or we are going to discuss today. So those things it should be taken care of when this type of model is developed. Okay, so healthy, first thing is that these are the healthy image. Then just one, yeah, how to fight food trust in India. Uh, as I have told you, it can this wheat rust can affect 50 to 100% of the crop. So in India, normally what we do, or not in India, in all the developing countries and underdeveloped countries also, the farmer itself they identify the disease, they go to the pesticide shop and they purchase it and spray it without any proper diagnosis of that. Maybe that is something different also. So we can come up with a mobile app or something using which the farmers can get a benefit that this is this type of disease. Yeah. Then comes to the technical part. The previous part is something which is an expert. I am not expert of. I have taken help from my friends, those who are from agriculture background. So this part is of mine, like your image in computer vision. So image in a binary represent a visual information that can be represented in two-dimensional axis. So when we take a image, like see, when we purchase a camera, we said that this megapixel camera. Megapixel means what? The in a two-dimensional form, how many pixels are there? The maximum megapixel is the maximum clarity of the image you will get. So it is in two-dimensional form. How many pixels are there? What is a pixel? Pixel is the point where you can store a single value. Okay, where you can store, as computer is a digital device, I think all of you know the digital device means it only have 0 and 1. So that's why a single pixel is a point which activate, which represents something. Let me tell you one thing, just 1 minute, how I can stop presenting. Yeah, let me show you what do you mean by a pixel, then I will continue with my slide. Yes, is this paintbrush is visible?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
I don't know why it is flickering. Maybe because of this present. It is flickering or it is constant to you?
Yeah, it is blinking, sir. Some black and white. Yeah,
Okay, it is blinking. So I think you can see the grid. Let me draw a line here. Okay, let me draw a line. Okay, let me draw a line. You see, when you draw a line, it is about a pixel is activated. These are called as pixels. Whenever you make a dot, the dot value is called as a pixel. So using a pixel, actually one image created. It may be through any type of camera, maybe your mobile, maybe drone or any type of camera. So this is what a pixel is, right? So when we when we use image processing at that time we use these pixels as a major thing. Let me go to my slide. Yeah. Image is a binary representation of visual informations. So those are the pixels that can be represented in the two-dimensional axis, which has height, weight, and it can also be represented as a collection of pixels. Definitely, that is a pixel. And pixels that form visual information such as drawing, pictures, and logo. I think you have got an idea what a pixel is. So when you take a photograph, every teeny dots are called as a pixels. A image is always consist of a pixels and it is a two-dimensional because the images are two-dimensional in the form. Here also I have given an example. What is a image processing? Digital image processing is a branch of computer vision in which images are converted into array of integers. Array. What is an array? Array is a sequential store of the value of homogeneous value, and this array of integers or pixels or processing a digital image by using a digital computer so that we can get a enhanced image which can be extract useful which we can extract useful information from it. So those useful informations can be inferred, can be derived from those images. So this is one of the pixels like this square, single square, that is called as a pixel. And if it is a black and white image, the pixel value either white or black. If it is a color image, there are different type of color like RGB color, there are CYN color, there are CYN color, then YIC color. So there are different color format available. So accordingly, these pixels value will change. Then image detection. Image detection is the process of detecting or noticing something in the real world. Okay, so detection in this study is used to refer to detecting if a wheat crop is infected with wheat rust or it is healthy. And if it is a wheat rust, what type of wheat rust it is infected with. The first thing is that there is a classification. This is called as classification. So you classify the thing, either it is healthy or wheat rust, healthy or rusty. If it is rusty, then what type of rust is affected to that plant. So this is one classical example of classifications. We classify the things here. Then let us come to something like what is a data, what is data mining, and what is big data, because these things are associated with it. What is data? Data is, as you know, it is a raw fact and figure. And when you process a data, we call it as a information. Like I am Sudhir, and my ID in the university is, let's say, 1001. Then individually they are data. When I say 101 is the ID of Sudhir, that is an information. So processed data are called as informations. The next is data mining. What is data mining? When you have a huge pool of data, if you can infer or if you can dig some information from that huge pool or from the repository, then we call it as a data mining. Deriving informations from the available data is a part of our data mining. Then third one is I have written 5V. This is related with big data. Please understand one thing, big data does not mean that your data is of this size. If any data, maybe a single image can be also of big data. If it is of high megapixel, let's say we are taking image from the satellite which can scale up to 1 centimeter, then definitely the pixel size is very large. So a single image can also be a big data. Though the data which satisfy these five V's, volume, variety, velocity, veracity, and value, that is called as big data. It may be a single image, it may be a collection of images. It may be more than one image, single image, more than one data, maybe a pool of data, maybe a single row, maybe many row. It depends. And normally, big data means it is unstructured. There is no structure followed by, you have to make it structured. Most of the time, more than 1 TB of data is known to be big data. More than 1 TB of data it is in terms of what? Volume. But if it is volume is large, but it is not satisfying the other 4V, then that is not part of the big data. Then this is a comparison of this, what is a big data and what is data mining. It focus on a lot of relationship between data, and data mining focus on a lot of detail of the data. Is a huge picture of data, big data, whereas data mining is a close-up view of the data. Big data explain why of the data, whereas data mining explain what is about the data, what you can get from that. Big data deals with a huge amount of data set, and data mining can be used for both small, this is very important, small and large data set. See, the point of discussing this one in this context is when we use your deep learning is very data hungry. If you have a huge amount of data, then only deep learning can give better result. Otherwise, deep learning will not give better result because you are predicting. You are using them for predicting something. You want a prediction. This is the scenario, what type of disease it is infected with. That is also one type of detection or predictions. Big data is a concept that then a precise term, and data mining is always for analyzing data. The next is what is data mining and machine learning. The machine learning, let us only focus on machine learning. Machine learning find a new algorithm. It teaches machine to understand from given rules. Once designated, is self-implementing. It machine learning reads machine, and machine learning use for existing data and algorithm. So these are the things which make machine learning better than that of your data mining. In machine learning also, machine learn and give some results. Yeah. Why deep learning over why not machine learning? Why deep learning? That we need to understand, because we are using deep learning here. Machine learning is a branch of artificial intelligence, which is a way of making machine intelligent to learn from a bunch of learning algorithms and apply what they have learned to make brilliant decisions like human being. But as long as they are still machine, and in some situation they are need human intervention. That means in case of machine learning, sometimes human interventions are required, because they work only for what they are designed for, not more or no more, no less. What for they are designed. Alexa is designed to connect to YouTube. Your Google Mini is designed to connect to YouTube or FM centers. Their purpose is only that. They cannot do everything. That is why we need deep learning. See, the difference between deep learning and machine learning is another. In case of deep learning, automatic feature extraction is done, whereas in case of machine learning, automatic feature extraction is not done. What is a feature? For example, let's say we took an image. We took an image. One of the feature may be what is the height and width of the pixel. Maybe that is one feature. Maybe how many colors that image is having. That is another feature. So these features actually drives how you predict the thing. So this feature extracts, in case of machine learning, we have to give these features. Whereas in case of your deep learning, these features are automatically that is capable to detect the features automatically. That is what the advantage of deep learning over machine learning. Practically, deep learning is a subset of machine learning. Yes, it is a subset of machine learning with more power and flexible than traditional machine learning approach. The biggest advantage of deep learning algorithm is that they try to learn high level feature from data in an incremental manner. They learn by themselves. They learn by themselves. That's why this is called as unsupervised learning. Unsupervised. There is no supervisor. Like Ekalavya and Guru Drona. Okay, so Eklavya learns not directly under the supervision of Guru Drona, whereas supervised learning means your Pandav and the Kaurav, they learn from Guru Drona, that is supervised learning. Deep learning is always unsupervised. The biggest advantage of deep learning algorithm is that they try to learn high level feature from data in an incremental manner. This prevents the need for manual feature extraction. That's already I told you. Feature extraction is automatically done, and feature extraction is a vital thing. Deep learning emulates the human brain, and it works with unstructured data, especially for applications like computer vision and speech recognition. So computer vision, speech recognition, in that case, this is the best algorithm. When to use it? Deep learning perform more and more when we have a large data size and good computational performance. There is two things I want to tell you. We have CPU, another one is GPU. CPU is processing unit, GPU is graphical processing unit. Central processing unit you call CPU, graphical processing unit you call GPU. I will tell you after this class how, if you are really interested in doing such interdisciplinary research, computation is not a big issue for us. There are platforms available using which you can do computation. When you do some applications using deep learning, at that time your computational speed is vital. And as I have told you, deep learning is data hungry. So you need huge amount of data. You need huge amount of data. It outperforms other approaches when it comes to really complex problems like image classifications, natural language processing, and speech recognition. Basically, we need to have two critical things in deep learning. The first one is large data size to train our model. Yes, definitely your data should be very large. The second one is good computational device. You must have a device with high computational speed. With high computational speed. So in case of deep learning, we have a neural network which is called as convolutional neural network. The basic advantage of convolutional neural network is that in convolutional neural network is a class of deep neural network mostly common used for image processing. So this is mostly used for your image processing. Sorry. It can obtain effective representation of the original image, which make it possible to recognize visual patterns directly from raw pixels with little to no non-pre-processing. This convolutional neural network is called also in short form called as ConNet, are constructed with processing layer. Namely, there are three layers. One is convolutional layer, one is pooling layer, another one is fully connected or dense layer. You can see here in this image a car image is fed into this, and these are the layers. This is the first layer, then you have these layers, second layers, you have hidden layers in between them, you have in the hidden layer you have pooling, convolution, pooling. It is a combination of that, convolution plus pooling. Then you have flatten, then you have fully connected, soft max. So these are some of the layers which drives to the result. CNN layers. Let us discuss these individual layers. One is convolution layers. In computer vision, image are read as pixels. I have told you already, and are represented as a matrix of n into n into 3. So these three, sometimes it is three means, see, as I have told you, if it is a black and white image, you have either 1 or 0. 1 is black, 0 is white. If it is a color image, and if it is RGB, red, green, blue, then in that case you need to represent in an array which is n into 3. If other image also, your 3 value may be changed. So that is not the concern here. This is how the images are represented in computer vision. Image are read as pixels and are represented as a matrix. So it is represented as a matrix. Color image makes use of three channels like red, green, and blue. So that is why we have a depth of three. That is why 3 is multiplied there. The next layer is your pooling layer. The pooling layer is an important component of CNN which lowers the computational burden by reducing the number of connections between convolutional layers, which is basically also used controlling overfitting by progressively reducing the spatial size of the network. So this pooling layer is an important component of convolutional neural network. It reduces the burden and it help in tackling overfitting and underfitting. The next layer is fully connected layer. This last layer in the network are fully connected, meaning that neurons of the preceding layers are connected to every neuron in subsequent layers. This mimic high-level reasoning where all possible pathway from the input to output are considered. So this is fully connected layer. So these are different layers available. This is how your different layer look like. Image is given as input, then convolution, then your max pooling, then fully connected layers. What is max pooling? Max pooling is a way in which you can scale down image into a small one. Here you see you have an image with this value 1, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So from this left corner 1, 1, 5, 6, you have to take the maximum value, you take 6. Then from 2, 4, 7, 8, you have to take the maximum value 8. Like that you have to create another 2 cross 2 array. Then there is something called as activation layer or activation function. Activation function helpful in checking the biasness of the network. Sometimes the network can also be biased. Sometimes the network can also be biased. To check the biasness of the network, a activation function is required. There are many activation functions available like sigmoid functions. There are many functions available. When you are using machine learning, deep learning, or artificial neural network, good activation function is a must. These activation layers control how the signal flow from one layer to another layer, emulating how neurons are fired in our brain. Output signals which are strongly associated with the past reference would activate more neurons, enabling signal to propagate more efficiently for identification. Convolutional neural network is compatible with a wide variety of complex activation functions. And in this study, we are using a rectified linear unit. This is also, it is in short form, it is called as ReLU. So this is the activation function and which is favored because it is faster in speed. This rectified linear unit is very fast in processing. That's why we choose it. Then let us discuss what is overfitting and underfitting. Overfitting and underfitting sometimes create a huge problem, and your model is not going to deliver the exact thing because there is overfitting and underfitting problem. What is that? Overfitting happens when a model learns effectively on the training data but perform poorly on validation. Okay, training and validation. What is training? Let's say you have, because our problem is to classify whether the plant is healthy or it is not healthy. That is one classification. If not healthy, what type of rust disease is affecting that, that is another type of classification we are going to do. So whatever data we have, we need to separate it into two. One is called as training data, another one is called as testing data. Training and testing, this testing is called as validation. What is training? Using those training data, you have to train the model. You have to train the model. This is what is training? This image is a yellow rust, so you give it to the model. The model will recognize that yes, it is yellow rust, this is tame rust, this is healthy. In that way you train the model. Overfitting, what is overfitting? In case of overfitting, at the time of training your model is doing well, but at the time of testing, at the time of validation means next image you have to give and you have to ask whether it is healthy or not. If it is correctly give the answer, then the model is okay, otherwise model is not okay, it is not trained properly. So overfitting is that way. What is underfitting? Underfitting happens when the model fail to effectively learn the problem and perform poorly on training data. Underfitting happens when the model fail to effectively learn the problem. A model not able to learn the model, that means at the learning stage, at the training stage only, there is a problem if it is underfitting. So these two things definitely we need to avoid, otherwise the model is going to be a failure. Then next is a dropout. What is a dropout? Dropout is a technique that help to avoid overfitting by setting output of the neurons to zero. That means those neurons you can see here, initially there are many neurons, and in the next image after applying dropout, many neurons you just drop, because those who are not where there is a cross mark, simply you drop them. Those neurons are not required at all, they are no use, so please drop them. That is what dropout. So you have to find out, there is a parameter called as dropout rate, so you have to set a dropout rate so that your model will perform better. Then the tools and techniques. So maybe if you are from different background. Nowadays everybody know that Python is very popular, and we are using Python for this Python programming. Python is very robust, and also it is very flexible. There are many advantages of Python, and in Python there are two main library which support your deep neural network, deep learning, that is TensorFlow, another one is Keras. TensorFlow, another one is Keras. This application is totally developed using TensorFlow and Keras. And as I have told you, I will tell you after this talk, I will tell you there is a platform freely available, like your Gmail. There is a platform available which is called as Google Colab, where you can do such type of experiment. No need to hire a or purchase a computer with high speed. Maybe the cost, if you purchase a computer with high speed or a supercomputer or a server, then it cost is high. So there are internet platforms available by Google for research, that is called as Google Colab. If you have good bandwidth, then you can execute your program there. Okay, so these are the some of the techniques which are previously used and what the accuracy they achieve and what are the gap they find out. First, they applied fine tuning using pre-trained deep learning models. The accuracy is 99.35, and the problem is, or the gap is, the study constrained to single leaf image with homogeneous background. Homogeneous background means on the background the color should be homogeneous. Okay, let me tell you one thing. Let us go to this so that you can understand what is over. See, this is not a homogeneous background image because there are different images available, different leaf available. Homogeneous means only one leaf and on the background nothing. Only one leaf on the background nothing, maybe black or white or something. Only one leaf. That is called as homogeneous image. So that is what the problem of that study, that normally that is not possible. When you take such type of image, how it is possible? You just take out the leaf and you put it over a surface, white surface, then you take a photograph, then that can be homogeneous. Otherwise, in real time, you cannot take a photo with a homogeneous background. Okay, that is what the constant on that. Next is apply different pre-trained network to train it on laboratory image. They got 99.48%. Accuracy degrade when the model tested on image from real. That means it is on lab it is okay, but when it is implemented in real life, it is not giving good result. Then another one is, it is 87%, very less. Then next one is 96%, it is very less than that of 99. So these are the previous study and previous technique they have used. Then what is the methodology we follow? What is the methodology we follow? There has been necessary data collection to train the model. We need to collect the data, and data can be collected from Agriculture Research Institute, or there are open repository like your GitHub, like your Kaggle. So open repository are available. GitHub is one of the popular open repository. From GitHub you can get those data and you can even develop your model and you can test on real field. The necessary tools used to develop the models, like you need to install Python, then you need to install Jupyter. Then next is data augmentation. Definitely you need to augment the data because as you are using a deep learning, you need a huge amount of data. The next is image used to train the models. Okay, are pre-processed. So whatever noises, whatever errors or whatever noise, whatever present which is unrequired for our model, that need to be removed from the image. That is called as image pre-processing. Next, after pre-processing, the image should be segmented. As I have told you in the beginning, we need a color code. So you need to make a segment of that. The model is designed and implemented using the segmented image. So once the image is segmented using a color code, then the model you can implement it on the model. The model is developed and implemented from scratch with totally 2113 data of the infected and healthy images. Okay, and your training and testing split is 50-50, 20, 75-25, then 70-30, like that. What is training and testing split? As I have told you previously, when you develop a model, first you need to train the model, then you validate it. So if I have 100 data set, I have to divide the 100 data set into training and testing data sets. So if I divide 50, I keep 50 for training and 50 for testing, that is 50-50. If I keep 75 for training and 25 for testing, that is called as 75-25. Similarly, 70-30. Then you have to take a learning rate and your dropout rate, that also you need to consider. This is the model. This is the model we, or basically I use for my study. In my study, I use this model. The model is taking one input image, and you have first convolution layer, then you have three convolution layer, then you have a output layer. In first convolution layer, it is taking a image of 150 into 150 pixels, and this is reduced to 72, then this is reduced to 34, then after that it is totally reduced, and these activation functions are used in different convolution layer. ReLU, in the first, second, third convolution layer, I am using ReLU activation, and in the output layer, I am using sigmoid activations. There are dropout rate testing as dropout rate help in addressing the issue of overfitting as well as underfitting. So these are some of the descriptions. I think the first layer is a convolution layer called as on 2D. This layer 32 features. Here you can see it is written non 32 148 148. So that means that 32 features are extracted, map into a 3 into 3, which is of size 3 into 3, and a ReLU activation function is used. The next layer contains a pooling layer. Then the third layer contains a convolutional layer with 64 features. The next layer converts the 2D matrix to a vector called as flatten. In that way, these are some of the things. Description about the model. The model is look like this one. So data set preparations to train and test the data. We have 2113 RGB images, and the data is augmented. The data is augmented using this. Augmentation means from one image, how I can create more image. These are the features used to augment the data, like rotation of the image, then width shift, then height shift, then rescaling, then shear, then zoom, then horizontal flip, vertical flip, flip mode, fill mode. So these, using these features from one image, we create 10 different images. So if we have 10 images, automatically we are, after augmentation, we have 100 images. So we can, using those images, we can train our model. This is what pre-processing. See why pre-processing is required. As I have told you in the beginning, that whenever we take an image, maybe there are different angles from which we are taking an image, and with what device we are taking an image. Maybe we are taking an image through a drone, we are taking image through a mobile phone, we are taking image, we are using the image of satellite if we are accessible. So in such type of different image, your image is not uniform. Image is not uniform in terms of size. The model require an image of uniform size, because the training images are collected from different agriculture research institute with different format, resolution and size. You need to make it uniform. For our model, it is 150 into 150 RGB, red, green, blue image. So the height is 150, number of pixels on the width is also 150. So that is 150 into 150. Then color code segmentation. As I have told you, this is one of the major contribution of my work. Like I need to generate a color code. The color code is, there are three specific code. For yellow rust, it is B value should be greater than 0 and B value should be less than. That means B value lie in between 0 to 45. For stem rust, it will be from R value will be from 130 to 200, and for leaf rust it is G value, green value should be 50, in between 50 to 150. And these are the color code derived or taken by a huge literature survey. Whatever literature survey is done, you based on that, these color code are generated. The literature surveys tell that in case of wheat trust, the value of blue should be always lie in between this. But in case of red and green, it vary. That's why for yellow rust we take a color code. For stem rust we take a color code. For leaf rust also I take a color code. Then classification. The segmented image give two results with which are a pattern from infected image, empty space from healthy image, and the model can easily learn from those patterns. So we need to classify it like
Sir, some network issue is there, I think. The video is not playing. Video and audio both are not playing.
I'm not audible. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yeah, just for a few minutes, it was not audible and the video was not running.
Okay, now it is okay.
Yeah, it is okay now.
That is beyond my control what to do. I am using a Geo fiber.
Yeah, yeah,
So in this time, we are dependent on these networks. So they are
yeah.
cheating us time.
Yes, sir.
Sorry for that inconvenience which is not in my control. Okay. So these are experimental parameters like data set. It takes the training and testing split, the number of epoch, then learning rate. Two types of learning rate we use. One is with a 001 value, then 0001 value, then dropout rate 30%, 50%. So actual data set preparations. So once we got the image are segregated into uh, by applying augmentation, it is more images are generated. So this is already I have discussed. Yeah, let us see this. Or this is the original image from a farmland, and from that, after augmentation, we create 10 more images by increasing the height, by increasing the width, by rotation and all. So from one image, one original image, 10 images are generated. The next is image. Why image pre-processing is required? As you can see in this image, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15 images, but they are not of uniform size. First one is of size 500 into 500, second one is of size 400 into 300, like that. So that they all are not in uniform size, so you need to make them uniform. Okay, you need to make them uniform. That's why pre-processing is required. You see the first image, distorted image, the first image is uniform using this form, and it is augmented as well as uniformed, right? Similarly, all of the image, so you have 15 image means 15 into 10 means you will get around 150 image. Then image segmentations. Segmentation is here, you see. Segmentation is done using the color code. Using programming, the segmentation is done. If it is a yellow rust, then you have a certain B value. If it is a stem rust, you have certain G value. If it is a so for everything we have a color code. According to that, the segmentation is done. You can notice one thing: the first image is not the first image plant is not infected. and the image and the value you are getting is totally black. That means there is no segmentation value available. Whereas the second, third, and fourth image are infected, and you get a segmented image like this with the applied color code. So let us now come to the discussion. When we applied this with a different epoch and different, as I've told you, the number of epoch here in this slide, I told you that 1 minute, yeah, we number of epoch means actually generation, because in those nature inspired algorithm, those who don't know, a number of times you execute this, it is not like single time you execute you get accurate result. No, you have to execute it multiple times. That we call at epoch or iterations. Okay, epoch or iteration. So here we experiment with 100 iterations, 200 and 300. That thing is there in the result also. Yeah, you see with the grayscale image, grayscale is a black and white image, then RGB image and RGB segmented image with a different type of epoch, with different learning rate, with the testing ratio, dropout ratio, what is the accuracy. You can see in case of grayscale, the accuracy is maximum accuracy you are achieving is 85% of the past one, and in 200 epoch it is 86. So maximum accuracy is 86 with 200 epoch. In 100 it is 85. In case of RGB, the maximum accuracy you are getting is 99.51, which is for 300 epoch, and a testing rate of 25 and a dropout rate of 50. Similarly, a training rate of this. Then in segmented image, when the image is segmented, please understand this one is the segmented image. Okay, using the color code, we segment it. So in segmented image, you got the accuracy for 300 epoch 99.76. Okay, 99.76, and error is also reduced. You can ask me one question. These are why it is 99.76, and for the same parameter, only your training time is different. Why it is 98.05? See, in case of this nature inspired algorithm, it will never always it is not going to give exact result. The result will vary, maybe for same parameter. That we call as local minima and local maxima. There is something called as a global maxima, there is something called as a local maxima. That's why the number, there is a stopping criteria is very, very important. Once you achieve the highest, you stop there. If you again execute more, maybe your result will drop. Rather than going in the upward direction, it will go in the downward directions. The table summarized top result found for you. Already I have discussed this one with you. This is the first one, first part of this image, like for grayscale. This is a snapshot of that, and this is your something called as your training loss, then testing loss. Okay, and your precision and scale value. You can see the precision, F1 score, then support. Okay, so this is the detail of the experiment, like what is the training loss and testing loss. Figure model evaluation with parameters with 100 epoch, learning rate of ADAM 001, testing rate of 25%, dropout rate of 50%, which result with an accuracy of 85.89. And the second image, the image where you see like four boxes are there, confusion matrix. Okay, how much accuracy you are going to give, that is given by this confusion matrix. So grayscale image are image with only one color channel which cannot hold. So normally in our model, if it is RGB with segmentation, then only it give better result. If RGB without segmentation, it is not giving better result. That's it. This is the for RGB image, the snapshot of RGB image and the confusion matrix. and the F1 score, precision, recall values. So the best model out of this is the accuracy 99.27. That is the best model with learning rate of 0.001. Thank you. Let me, before wind up, before going into the question, our session, let me show you something so that those who are really interested, they can take the help of that. 1 minute, I will take another 5-10 minutes maximum with your permission. My screen is visible?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
This screen is visible, sir?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
See, there is a site called as Kaggle. So I don't know how to send it in a chat box in this.
Okay, a participant can take a screenshot of it so that it will be with
The
them.
site is
Otherwise,
called as Kaggle.com. So this is a open source site. The open source means it is free to enroll here. Here you will get a lot of data repository as well as you will get a platform to execute the program even you got a program. Here this program is done by some Samir, and definitely this is a plant disease classification using AlexNet. So you see here, if once you have a little bit knowledge of Python using this platform, you can do research. They give a very virtual platform where you can execute your program, you can execute anything. If you have internet speed, that is enough. You see these programs, it predict tomato early bleed. That means it can predict perfectly once you have input. So this Kaggle site, you search whatever you want. This data for this experiment also, data are available. What are the logs? What are the comments? Everything you can see. Any type of agriculture research, definitely this one will help you. This is one. Second one is there is something called as a Google Colab, because as I have told you, in case of deep learning and machine learning, for these type of research you need a platform which is normally not affordable. Maybe in our lab also such type of machines are not available. So Google Colab, or it is a for research where you can execute the program. You can upload your data set and they will compute all the things for you. That thing I want to discuss. And now, if you have any queries, any questions, you can ask me.
okay, thank you so much, sir, for such an informative presentation. I think our participants are very eager to ask you questions. So I'm handing
Yes,
over the
yes.
session to the participant now. Yes, we have a few questions. I think Kamala Devi, ma'am, she wants to ask something.
Hello,
Yes,
sir.
yes, ma'am.
Thank you,
Yes,
sir.
ma'am.
Thank you so much for a wonderful session, sir. Sir,
Thank.
actually, I have a two question.
Okay.
So the first question is, this wheat rust, it affects only the portion of the farmland, or it will spread over time and it affects the entire farmland?
Entire, like in my slide, I told you that it may vary from 50 to 100%. That means sometimes the whole land is going to be waste.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you, sir. And the another question is, in the tool descriptions, you told about Google Colab, and
Yeah.
in your last slide, you shown that site called Kaggle. So it's both of them are like same Python online platform, or it's a different, sir? I think there must be an internet issue from speaker
No,
side.
I think sir wants to ask you.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
I can. Yes, sir. You're audible, sir.
See, apart from these two, another thing also you note down, that is GitHub, GitHub. Okay,
Okay,
so
okay.
these three things are very important. GitHub and Kaggle both are repository of programs, dataset, and everything. Okay, even the platform to execute it. Whereas Colab is only a platform where you can execute the program. It is not having its own dataset. But Kaggle and GitHub is a repository where you can get data, where you can get program, you can customize it according to you. So
Yes, yes.
they are okay.
Yes, sir.
I think
I understand, sir. Yes, sir. And another question is, when I worked on this Google Colab, I noticed something called a TPU. Uh, and in your discussion, CPU and GPU, that was clear. And how this TPU is related to Google Colab?
TPU is in terabyte actually. This is regarding the speed of processing, like megabyte, gigahertz, like that. So it is in high speed. I think for this type of experiment, TPU is not required. Only you can select GPU. That is enough.
GPU is fine. Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
So one more participant, SG Mundada sir, wants to ask, I think, something. So, sir, over to you.
No, good afternoon, sir.
Good
Okay,
afternoon.
sorry, ma'am. Yeah.
Yeah, fine, no issues, sir. Sir, actually, I'm working in the same direction regarding yield estimation
Yes.
using deep learning models only.
Okay.
Because like there I'm using remote sensing data. I wants to use there. So can you please guide related to this part? What you have shown, it's very much clear, and it's. But I want to know about remote sensing. That how remote sensing data can be considered, and it can be like models can be applied on this particular data.
See, actually, that is very nice. But have you collected remote sensing data? Remote sensing means the data which is captured through
Through the
satellite, right?
satellite. Yeah, yes, sir. I have collected
So,
some of the data sets, but I'm new to this term. That's why.
as I have told you in my PPT, you
Yes.
need to pre-process it first because those are the data of very huge size. Means it is in high megapixel camera. Okay, so you need to find out what is the processing criteria. I can give answer to this particular once you have I have the image. So if you can share, I think I share my mail ID. So you
Okay,
can
sir.
share
Sure.
the concern through my mail, then I can clarify you with one image. You just send me one image so that I analyze the image, then I can clarify your answer.
Okay, sir. Actually, right now I'm just doing the literature survey. That's why it will be bit beneficial to me if you help out in this particular part, actually, sir.
Definitely. Please mail me. My mail ID is even I have a website www.sudhirmahapatra.in.
Okay.
So my mail ID I will share. Even this PPT also I will share. Please go through it. And in case of any query, you can contact to me. No issue. I will help you.
Actually, sir, I have gone through the things that is there are various vegetation indices and soil vegetation indices. I'm not bit clear about these terms. So can I get some literature where can I read these all things?
Yeah, so you are accessible to Scopus. Have you access
Yes,
to
yes,
Scopus?
sir. Yes. I'm a faculty at Computer Science Engineering at Ramdev Baba Engineering College.
Okay, so from there I think you will get many literature. If you want also, I can send you some literatures. So you drop a mail,
Yes,
uh,
sure, sir.
like a test mail, so that I
Yeah.
can reply you.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks.
Thank you.
Sir,
Any other query?
good afternoon, sir.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
Sir, the study depends upon the external depends upon the color, sir.
Yes,
Only for the
definitely.
diseases where the color where there is only color.
Yes, sir.
What
Yes.
about the diseases where there is no we can't where the color we don't have color? Means for example, there are other diseases also
Yes, sir.
where there is no color, where there is no external manifestation.
Yeah,
In
I
such
understand.
cases,
Thank you. Yeah. So this talk is regarding only this wheat rust disease, where color is vital. You are asking about some of other diseases where color there is no external visibility,
yes,
external
sir.
difference between a healthy leaf or healthy stem or and a infected stem or infected leaf. In that case, we have to go for different features. Sir, here the main thing is that what type of features you are going to derive from that. Then only that is after that only you go on predicting. So on that case, I think your feature will be different. The feature will not be based on color. Okay, maybe you have to take something, some dissection of that, and you have to take the photograph from the background. Maybe you have to give the features as a text to the model. Am I clear to you?
Okay, sir. Okay.
Where you cannot classify using an image. In that case, you have to give some features as a input, as a text.
Histopathology like that, sir.
Yes, yes, yes. I think because you are maybe from agriculture background, I am not accustomed to this type of terminology. That's it.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
yeah, meanwhile, the question answer session is going on. May I request participant to kindly put your videos on so we can at least get some record of you, and we have to submit the report in that format also. So, may I request participants, if you like, you can put your videos on, and it will be a good gesture, like we can have a photograph with our eminent speakers also. Thank you so much. Please, some of the participants come up with their photographs. Yeah. It will be good if maximum number of participants can come online. Sudhir sir, I hope that I am not wasting your time.
No, 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 no. See, you already booked my slot from 3 to 5.
Thank you so much, sir. Yeah, still, if any participant has any queries, so you can keep on asking the questions, the queries you have. It's great to have the audience, the listeners from the different parts of the country, and they have so patiently listening to all the contents that we had in this FDP. So it is my fortunate to invite you all in this FDP. So thank you so much. If there is no question, I must extend thanks to Dr. Sudhir Kumar Mohapatra for giving such a nice presentation. And I personally like this presentation and this information a lot. Maybe because I am more inclined towards it, and maybe in future I would like to get the help from sir in like shaping some research proposal in this. But before we say you goodbye, sir, I just wanted to know that if we just try to convert the concept into a proposal form, so how much finances is required to carry out such research?
Finances, see, that need to be calculate. Okay. Say if we make a proposal out of this, definitely that is possible. As I have told you in the beginning, I have done this research not here. I have done it in Ethiopia for their project, one of their project. But here also we can do that. Let us sit. Let us give me some time. Let me give some time so that I can calculate what is the exact funding required for this.
Okay, I think one of our participant again, ma'am, wants to ask something. Ma'am?
Okay.
Sir, the same thing that is regarding the funding part. Like if I'm working for the remote sensing data, if I'm working for the remote sensing data, from where can I get the Indian data set?
I think ISRO is the right person, right institution, right institute for that. So ISRO only can provide that because they have satellites dedicated for agriculture and remote sensing data. See, they take data as per the requirement. Better we can deploy our own drones. Using that, you can take the data and you can train and test your model. That is the best thing because ISRO, as per the government requirement, ISRO move its satellite to particular area, then it takes the image. Maybe that image is having some diseases or not. That is also unknown.
Okay. So like any agriculture institute or any research institute regarding the agriculture can provide me this
Yes,
particular.
yes, yes. They are the right institute who can provide the data to.
Okay, 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 sir. Thank you. So I'll connect with you through a mail. So it will
Definitely.
be a great help to me if you help out in this particular.
Definitely, whatever possible, I will help.
Yes, yes. Thank you, sir.
So from participant side, sir, may I request that if there is any data like PPTs or something that you want to share with the participants, so can we have that
Yeah,
on my mail ID?
this PPT, how can I send you by mail or
Okay,
through WhatsApp?
I will send you my mail ID on WhatsApp, and on that you can forward the relevant literature that you want to share with the participant,
Okay.
and your mail ID as well. So that
Yeah.
if anybody is interested in contacting you for further clarification or conversation, so they can. So again, I must acknowledge that it is the only session in these 4 days we had so far. So in these 4 days, this is the only session in which we had maximum like question answers.
I am
So
honored. I am honored.
I think I could not got the nerve of participants in
So network issue, I think. Hello.
maximum. Yeah, some
Hello.
issue is there from sorry, yeah, I'm back again. So some issue is there due to network. So I was saying that I could not got the nerve of participants. So if it could be more towards the computer science, I think maximum participation from the participant side would have been there. So we will definitely keep it in mind, and next time when we are going to propose an upgraded version of this FDP, then definitely we're going to keep the maximum part related to the IoT and other things. But since it is a basic one on precision agriculture, so we had more towards the basic concepts of agriculture. We were trying to emphasize the need of the advanced sciences and artificial intelligence, neural networks, IoTs, and emerging technologies in the field of agriculture, in precision agriculture specifically. And
Okay.
since we were more inclined towards nanotechnology, so I think in next phase of the FDP, we will going to like include all the emerging science and technology, and uh, in that also I will request you to kindly come up with all
Sure.
your yeah,
Sure.
expertise to yeah, help the participants in understanding this concept. Now
Sure.
it is a request to participants to kindly repeat the exercise, this photograph exercise tomorrow as well. And I have mailed to you one feedback form also. So kindly do fill that form. And tomorrow we'll be having a final quiz session. So we can expect a few questions from Sudhir sir as well. So all the questions we will club together in a quiz, and that quiz is mandatory for all the participants towards final marks or grading in this FDP. So I finally extend my thanks to Dr. Sudhir Kumar Mohapatra sir for accepting this invitation and delivering such a wonderful talk. So thank you so much, sir, for sparing your valuable time
Thank you.
and
Thank you.
yeah, enlightening our audience. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Can we leave now, sir?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, thanks to all the participants once again for joining the session. Tomorrow we'll meet again at 10 o'clock. We are going to have a wonderful session tomorrow. And tomorrow is the last day of FDP, so I would request all of you to kindly join the meeting on time. We have to have this photograph session for record purpose, and that's why I'm requesting it a bit earlier. Today we had a photograph session. Tomorrow also we'll having a photograph session, and all of you are requested to kindly fill that feedback form that I have sent to you on mail. And one more thing I wanted to share, that there is a quiz also which is mandatory, which you need to be submit by the evening by 10 o'clock tomorrow, so that maximum earlier I was getting a mail that many of the participants were not able to attempt the previous quiz. So that was just to check the connections, like you are getting okay, there was some network issue. I think I'm audible to everyone. So I was saying that that was only a preparatory quiz. So we are going to take few questions from that quiz, and we are having a couple of new questions also. So you are going to attempt a final quiz, and there are separate marks for the quiz as well as for attendance. So I hope that many of the participants are already aware of this thing. So this will be finally counted as your participation towards the participation in this FDP. So we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thanks a lot. You all may leave now. Okay,
Hello,
still
sir.
one wants to ask. Yes.
Sir,
Yes, ma'am.
so far we have received only one quiz through mail, sir.
Yes, ma'am. It was only one quiz the very first day. Now it is going to be just one final quiz. So that quiz was just to test that you are able to attempt the quiz, and we had around 20-21 questions. If you want to attempt it again, we can open the link again, because the time was restricted in that quiz. So
Okay.
we can, yeah, we can give liberty in that, and you may attempt it again
No, sir.
if you
First
like.
quiz it was done, sir. First quiz it was done.
Okay, okay, okay. No
Sir,
problem, ma'am.
how about the final quiz, sir? We will get it as an email, or we have to
Yeah,
do it?
on email. Yeah, on email I will send you the link, and then you can attempt that quiz. We have given the time like 24, 10 of 10 p.m. is the time by which you need to submit the answers of that quiz. Now, one more thing I missed to mention, that all the links or like all the literature that I got from the speakers of different sessions. So I'm going to mail it tomorrow to all the participants. So whatever I got from the side of the speakers, so I'm going to mail it to you. And if there is any specific requirement, you can write it to me. And the number, my phone number, which is mentioned there in that signature in the mail. So it is my WhatsApp number. You can simply WhatsApp to me, or you can call to me. Okay. If there is any
Thank you,
specific
sir.
requirement, yeah, from any specific speakers, you want to collect something, you want to connect to someone. So you can message to me, or you can simply call to me.
Sure,
Okay.
sir. We will keep in touch. Thank you, sir.
Manju ma'am, you want to say something?
Yeah, sir. Today you are going to send one feedback link, sir.
Yeah, ma'am, I have sent one feedback link which will open till tomorrow, and not I'm going to off it tomorrow, but you can submit it as and when you get the time. So in just
Okay,
one or
okay,
two
sir.
days.
Okay, 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 sir. Okay.
Even after the completion of all the sessions, you're free to fill that feedback form. You can fill it multiple
Okay,
times even.
okay,
So
okay.
no, no
Thank you. Thank
problem.
you, sir.
Thank,
Thank you.
thank you. So we are good to go. We are good to close the meeting now. So I
Thank you.
hope we are not having any queries. So thank you so much to all of you for joining this session. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.